My mom became Christian 10 years ago for the first time in my family. We were actually a Buddhist family who lives more like as an atheist. I became Christian 2.5 years ago, and after I became Christian, I started to build relationship with God. And one day, Holy Spirit said something interesting. He said, would you be willing to forgive your dad? He knew about my heart, so I had a lot of bitterness towards my father, to be honest, because I always felt like I cannot be loved unless I go to good school or I enter good company. So I always didn't like my dad. I would kind of leave the house or living room when my dad's there. So he knew that I had a lot of bitterness in my heart. So one time Holy Spirit said, would you be willing to forgive my dad? And he miraculously made a day off in my work, and then he allowed me to go back to my parents' place. And I prayed to God simply, like, would you please help me to forgive my dad? And I did a prayer. And then something that's miraculous, like supernatural, it's really God, is that after I prayed, and usually I don't enjoy spending time with my dad, and the first word that comes out, it's more like I hate my dad. But I went to his room to ask him like, hey, do you want to go out for dinner or something? And then I realized that the lens of bitterness, whatever like feelings I had towards my dad, was completely removed. And the first phrase that came out was, Dad, I think you're a very adorable person. And I started to cry, and then I asked him, I am actually going to a church. Would you like to come with me to church? He started to come to church, and few months of his visit to church, to be honest, from my side, in my eyes, he looked really bored. I thought like maybe he's not really interested in Jesus or God. So I thought like maybe he's not gonna be saved. I was a little disappointed. This Monday, random Monday, like I was praying for my family's salvation, and then the Holy Spirit said, this Sunday, your dad's gonna receive Jesus. And it just caught me in the eye, like it was like really surprising. And then on that Sunday, I actually thought like, okay, by faith, I'm going to approach him. Usually I don't really talk to him that much, and I approached him, and Holy Spirit really brought a lot of like what's in my heart to him. And I started to share like, hey, Dad, like our relationship was not good, to be honest, before. It's not too late. So I would love to start getting to know you, build relationship with you, and to really pursue God together. And that moment, like I see my dad crying for the first time in my life, and he started to weep like a little child. And then Holy Spirit said, now is the time. And then I asked him, like, would you want to just receive Jesus? And that moment he received Jesus. I really celebrated. And now he's going to school, a ministry school with me.